Page 2, Wild West Boogie. Now, I'm assuming when you get to this level of music that you can read the notes and the rhythms pretty well. You just might need some help with some tricky rhythms and fingerings and whatnot going on. So I'm not going to spend any time explaining notes and things. Hopefully you can do that. If not, then I suggest maybe you go back to previous books and go through those first. I have a system that I use. Everyone has their own system. This is the one that I use to learn a piece of music, a plan of action, an attack. How do I go about learning a piece of music? Well, I use this system in all the videos, and you'll come up with your own system eventually. The first thing I like to do is I like to look it over. I like to see about how long it is. This looks like about a page and a half long of music. It's actually longer than that, but as far as learning the music, there's only about a page and a half to learn. I check the clef signs because they're not always going to be treble and bass. Most of the time they will be, but just get in the habit of making sure the clef signs are treble and bass. Then I check the key signature. There's 2 sharps. That is the key of D major, so make sure you can do the scale for D major, 1 octave up and down at least. You're almost to the point where you should already know the scale well enough that you can play it fairly comfortably. And if you can, then you can go ahead and start on the 2 octave thing. I explained it all in the scale video. And 4/4 time signature, and you'll notice the first measure only has 3 beats in it. Well, every measure's got to have 4 counts. But if you look at the end, the bottom of page 3, there's only 1 beat there. So that's beat 1. And they simply split the measure, and they put the rest of the measure at the beginning. So we're coming in on beat 2. Both hands are busy here, so I'm going to take it one hand at a time first to make sure I understand what each hand is doing. Now we have different size hands and different, I don't know, because my videos are really aimed at adults with big hands, but I've learned that sometimes children, kids, little people are watching the videos too. So I'm assuming the size of your hands, you'll decide how you're going to do this. And if you have a teacher, and I hope you do, they can help you with the fingering too. Most of the time we follow the fingering in the book. Sometimes I like to offer other fingerings, and I'll explain why when I do that. So the right hand, you're starting out with second finger here. That would put your hand here, except you will notice in the next measure we have F sharps. So it's actually here. So we're in this position. Now if you don't fit up in here, we may have to adjust that. If your fingers are too wide, we have to adjust that. So it's 2, 3, 4. 2. Now if you can't fit up in here, you need to do this. And if you need to do this, then I can't use second finger here. It's busy. So I have to use third finger. If I'm going to do that on the next measure, I got to use third finger here. I'm going to use the fingering in the book because that's what's shown, but you can adjust it as you need to. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. See each of it? Now, second line, that's an F natural. Third line, you just reach up a little bit. You get the idea. Let's go over to page 3, second line. Here we have B flats. So since third finger's on B, I'm going to use it on the B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I went over that kind of fast, but I'm hoping you can read the rhythms. The third line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that's B natural there. And again, if you don't that, you got to use third finger on the A. Here. Now at the end of the fourth line, we're here. And at the beginning of the last line, they want you here. You have a rest. You can do that. I don't particularly like to do that if I don't have to. And since I don't have to, I'm going to go ahead and just use second finger. It's there for this is the last line on page 3, the A, that half note. I'm just going to use second finger and then just reach up. Now I can collapse. I moved there. I crawled up rather than moving up in the rest. There are different ways of doing it. There's no right or wrong. You do whatever your teacher's telling you to do. But I'm going to do that. I don't like doing that. So I'm going to do it here and then reach up. And then Remember the C sharps? The C sharp's in the key signature. Yeah. Now look out at the top of page 3. You're here. And then for the second measure, the fourth finger. This prepares you for this note. See, we have to move it a little bit because of what's coming. I don't like doing this. You have a rest, you can. But you can also do a 3 since it's there. And then scrunch up and use second, or little. So it's 3, 5, 4. That gets you there too. Or you can just move down and use 4. It's up to you and your teacher. I'm liable to do either one, who knows. Left hand. Well, left hand, this is a very common pattern. It's here. You're just reaching up, you're not in the front here, you're here. These other fingers are wherever. We don't care. We're not using them for right. This is what we're after. The second line, you're up here. Same pattern. And the third line, you're here. Now, hopefully, because there's no black key here, you can fit. If not, you might have to cross over. You can do that if you need to. So you're moving around a little bit in the left hand. Now, page 3, second line, it's a G, a D, it's the notes we've been playing, except they're all at the same time. Oh dear, I need more coffee here. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next line you're down here. All right, so once I have an idea what the hands are doing, now I'm going to try and put them together. Now, when I first put them together, I usually hesitate all over. I don't care. I just want to know which fingers are working together. So it's here, the hands. 1, these are together, and then these are together. And here. So you got to move the right hand or left hand up as you're playing. So I go through and I put it all together. Then I go back through it however many times and slowly work out the hesitations. So it's a steady beat. You can keep it as slow as you need to, but a steady beat, that's what's important. No hesitations. Now be careful when you go back to the beginning. You see the DC Alfine at the bottom of page 3. It means go back to the beginning. The beat has to be a steady beat. So you're finishing this last 2 measures at the bottom. And then you go immediately, the beat stays the same. So 1 and immediately at the beginning. So you just immediately go back there and keep going. Then I think about the articulation or the expression. Here we have slurs and staccatos. The staccatos, I'm going to hinge at the wrist, high, okay, and other. The left hand, just connect it. Last measure of the first line. Lift up. Don't connect them. Don't connect. It's a new phrase. It's like taking a breath. You're just cutting the F sharp a little bit short so you can lift up. So it's. Now page 3, second line. These are staccato in their left hand and connect in the right. So I put in the expression, and then I think about the dynamics. Well, the dynamics apply to the melody, which is the right hand here. So the MF is mezzo forte, which is sort of loud, moderately loud, whatever. That's the right hand. Whatever you think that is, this left hand, keep it soft in the background. So you're kind of heavy in this hand and you're light in this hand at the same time. And if you struggle with that, and a lot of people do, I did at the beginning, then while you're playing the scale, since you're doing the scale anyway, practice playing one hand loud and the other hand light. The right hand loud, left hand light at the same time. And then switch them. Do the left hand loud and the right hand loud. This is soft. Do that while you're doing the scales, because if you can get used to it, Then when you run into it in the pieces, you just do it. Now, when you get over to page 3, second line, it goes down to MP, which is mezzo piano, which is sort of soft. It's the right hand. This left hand is very soft. You get down to the last 2 lines, then you get an F, forte. That's loud. This, keep in the background. You can play it a little louder, but keep it. And you stay loud for the rest of the page. Now, once I have an idea of the dynamics, then I think about the speed. And this is assuming I can play it with no hesitations. It's okay. It says a moderate boogie beat. It's a boogie woogie. I like boogie woogies. This pattern is very common in boogie woogies. What you can play accurately. Now, if you can't play it that fast, that's fine. Slow it down a little. It's a personal thing. Everybody's a little different on that. I mean, some teachers I've had say, oh no, it's got to be exactly this speed. Oh, bull hockey. No, it don't. It's a range. It's how do you feel it? I play it different every time I play it, so I'll probably take it at a different speed. Depends on what time of day and how much coffee I've had to drink or whatever. Now the roadmap, what I call the roadmap, is when do you go where? Because a lot of pieces, you might start at the beginning and just go straight through it. A lot of pieces you don't. This, you don't. Here, you see at the bottom of page 3, there's a DC al fine. Remember, DC means go back to the beginning. Al fine means go to fine. So you look around to see where fine is, and it's at the top of page 3 at the end of the first line. There's a thin and thick bar line there. Remember, that's the symbol for the end of the piece. It's there. So you simply go back to the beginning and you do the first 4 lines again. That's all. I try to include a little bit about interpreting music in a lot of the videos. Not all, but a lot of them. The articulation, the dynamics, the speed, all that, that's part of interpreting the music. But there's more. You have to feel it. It's like the natural accents. And 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, you feel these. Oh, go on to here. It's what a... It needs to sound like those are pickup beats, and that is beat 1. To here, to and these. Let the wrist claps a little bit on these. I'm exaggerating them so you can hear them better, but really you feel these. Now there's a little more to interpretation, but I can add more stuff as we go through it, and you come back and play these again and again as you learn more and you get better. You'll play them better. Let's play this together very slowly. Now this is after you've learned it. Go through and learn it first, no hesitations, and then come back and play it with me and check your notes and your rhythms. You should play the same note at the same time I'm playing it. We're not performing it. I'm not doing dynamics. I don't do louds and softs. I'm just doing the notes, and I'll do the staccatos and stuff. So I'll give us 5 counts because we come in on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. 4, 1, 2, 3. Next line. 2. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest, 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 rest. 2, 3, 4. To the beginning. Two, 3, 4, 1. Rest, rest, rest.